Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah. I think it's important for you to tackle the source of the anxiety and distress. Find out where it's coming from and address it. And you will find that a lot of times, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings comfort to the believers, a lot of times a person has anxiety and stress in something which it doesn't really exist. Normally, like I said to you even last time, normally it's shaitan that makes you think about something, and then you continue thinking about something, and you continue thinking about it. I think it's very important for you to understand that whatever is causing the anxiety, I mean, I know you said it started from a dream, but people get dreams all the time. I think it's coming from somewhere, and the reoccurring thoughts is happening somewhere. So I think what you need to do is tackle that head on and say, listen, I've got these, these worries, but rationalize that these worries are not real. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created you to function in this dunya, and that functioning in the dunya cannot come about if a person is constantly worried. Allah provides for you air, Allah provides for you breath, Allah provides for you your heartbeat, Allah continues to provide for you. And that means Allah is going to preserve you. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends angels down to preserve you, to make sure that no harm comes to you except for what He has written from the qadr of Allah. Allah tells us in Surah Ra'd, يَحْفَظُونَهُ مِن بَيْنِ يَدَيْهِ وَمِن خَلْفِهِ يَحْفَظُونَ مِن أَمْرِ اللَّهِ. Angels in front of Him, angels behind Him, and they are protecting Him with the command of Allah. So what I'm trying to say here, spiritually but also rationally, nothing is going to harm you unless if there is an actual harm in it. If something doesn't have the ability to harm you, then it can't harm you. And if something is going to harm you, that will only come about because of the qadr of Allah. Therefore, I think what you need to do is find out where the source of that anxiety and stress, where you feel the harm is coming from, and tackle it and say, no, this thing, you can't harm me. And even if you could harm me, it's only from the permission of Allah. And then to Him I submit anyway. So I think that's very important. Second thing I think is really, really important, and I'm sure I mentioned this before, is you need to constantly engage in good things. If you find yourself thinking about things and they're making you feel down, then that's an indication that you are not doing something which is benefiting you. Constantly be in a place where you are benefiting and doing something which is good for you. Now, I'm not saying constantly be in dhikr. No, playing with your family's benefit. Working and doing your everyday activities, that's benefit. I don't know, preparing something, that's benefit. Cleaning up, that's benefit. All of these things are beneficial because you are actually being productive. But the moment that you are sitting there doing nothing, that could be productive. You could be on your phone, or you could be reading something, you could be listening to something. But when you get the idea and the thought from shaitan, that clearly is an indicator to you that, listen, I'm not doing something which is productive. And this is the advice for you, and this is the advice for anyone really who is suffering from thoughts from shaitan. People get thoughts to do bad deeds when they're alone, listen to haram, look at haram, etc. So what do you do in that scenario? You seek refuge in Allah from the accursed shaitan. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes him as being khannas. When you remember Allah, he runs away. When you don't remember Allah, he comes. So what I'm saying here is, if you find yourself having thoughts, then this is an indication that you are now idle. What do? You go into busy mode. What's your busy mode? Just, again, anything. Remember Allah, of course. A'udhu billah should be your first reaction. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah should be your first reaction. And then you just move on. You just get up and do something, or speak to someone, or just shake it off. And it was easy for me to say, but it is easy practically because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, like I said to you in the beginning here, has brought you into existence and wants you to live and be successful. He wants you to go to Jannah. That means the opportunities are greater than the disadvantages that the life of this dunya can bring. But it's upon you to remain steadfast and to seek them. So I think for you now, anxieties and worries are increasing. Number one, tackle where those anxieties and worries are coming from. Maybe even speak to someone, open up, and inshallah, that will help. But also use what Allah's given you from the knowledge of the religion, and if you don't, then you need to ask. but even rationalize the fact that certain things that you will have worries and anxieties against, they are not even a thing. And if it is a thing, then there's always going to be a solution. There's always going to be, like I said, a rational way where you can find a solution after an Islamic way, of course. And this is not to say that there's a divide. Obviously, the Islamic way is the rational way. And constantly be in a state of benefit, constantly recognize you. Because now what you have to do, you have to be alert. You are being attacked by a shaitan. And this person doesn't want you to rest. So that shaitan is not going to come to you while you're benefiting, while you're doing something, when you're busy. He knows that. He's going to come to you when he knows is the right time to attack you and make you feel anxious and worried and sad again. So what would you do if you saw a shaitan from mankind who doesn't like you and he keeps coming and bugging you? What would you do? You'd turn away from him. You'd seek to get distance from, and this is precisely what I'm saying to you now here. When you get those thoughts, move away from that and move towards something which is going to help you get your mind off that and help you to do something which is beneficial. This is not necessary. You might think that this is you blocking out the thoughts. No, because the first point that we're making here is the removal of that blocking. The first point that we're making is that you are actually challenging, addressing, refuting bad thoughts. Added to the fact from our previous conversation, Adhkar, the morning Adhkar, the evening, absolutely essential. Adhkar before going to sleep, Adhkar bathroom, Adhkar entering the home, leaving the home, all of these Adhkar to the best of your ability are absolutely essential. Preserving your 5 daily prayers, preserving your wudu, staying away from najasa, and having a time in the day where you are alone with Allah. I think this is very important. Dua and dhikr, and speak to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, Ala inna nasrullahi qareeb. Surely the victory and the help of Allah is close, but you need to seek that closeness. So you need to increase in worship, etc. The other thing that we mentioned about last time is the fact that you need to, often people when they feel sad and they are anxious and worried and stressed out about something, the ulama have said that in order for a person to sustain his iman, there has to be a balance between hope and fear. Often when a person is sad, there is more fear than there is hope. They are despairing, they are worried, and there is an element of fear that something bad is going to happen. You need to return to a status quo where hope and fear are equal. So now, like I said to you last time, increase in learning and listening to and reading things which are going to increase you in hope. Things which are going to remind you about the mercy of Allah, things which are going to remind you about Jannah. So even if Allah did take you, even for argument's sake, you say, I don't want to cross the road. I don't want to cross the road. I'm feeling anxious crossing the road. So now, when you're listening to things with a description of Jannah, with a description of mercy of Allah, listening to the description of the qadr of Allah, listening to things which are helping you to have tawakkul in Allah, that will help you overcome, because knowledge was the first word, Iqra. And through knowledge, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes easy the path to people's Jannah. And through knowledge, if that's the path to Jannah, then that is the path to liberation and success and salvation. Hopefully this has helped. If you still need my help, then please let me know. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for you and your family, and that He instills in all of us iman and taqwa and happiness and joy in the dunya before the akhirah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.